Right now, what has the appearance of a terrorist attack this morning?
Let's take a look. This is coming to us live from our partners at CNN over the scene. You see this car right here. Witnesses say they saw the car hit a person and then the fence here, and then the guy jumped out. Presumably that is the person who attacked a police officer with a knife before he was shot.
This is right outside the House of Commons. Right now, UK Parliament is on lockdown. Hearing some reports that at least a dozen people have been injured in this incident with an officer stabbed. And there you see traffic right now over the Thames as we have right now on lockdown as a heavy paramilitary police presence outside of Parliament. That's on lockdown after this attack right outside the gates this morning, with some reports saying up to a dozen people injured right now and one officer stabbed.
Boy, and if you're looking at, as we are, all of the tweets and information coming in over the wires and social media, there are also witnesses saying that they can see bodies. One person saying they can see up to 10 bodies on Westminster Bridge. And as you referred to, Mark, we're hearing about so many victims, but we don't know in what way they would have been hurt, because all we know is that there was an assailant with a knife attacked a police officer and was shot. So it's hard to know how these other people came into play and how they may have been injured.
Yes, a reporter from one parliamentary officer who's saying that two people were shot outside of Parliament. The building remains on lockdown. The House of Commons was in session, and right now it's been suspended, and members of Parliament are in their chambers and told to remain there.
And more of what I'm seeing from eyewitnesses is now there are other people tweeting out that that car that you see there, that maybe that hit 5 people. So we don't know how many people were injured between the car, the gunshots, the knife, but we do know that there's a huge police presence right now and a huge lockdown happening in the seat of the government in London, England right now, going on in the UK.
And this may have started as an incident on the bridge we just saw, Westminster Bridge there this morning, leading up to Parliament. So they're saying it's a firearm incident, and there you see a helicopter waiting on scene right next to the House of Commons, which remains on lockdown right now.
Yeah, the more that I'm reading, it does seem that something, what started on the bridge was that the SUV was mowing down people, and that's where it seems like this started. So maybe most of those people that were injured were hit by the SUV that then ended up right where you see it along the fence there at Parliament.
So what we know so far is that possibly up to a dozen people have been injured with this firearm incident, as well as what appears to be an attack with an SUV. Obviously no confirmation if this was any kind of terrorist attack, but it does have the makings of it right now. Parliament remains on lockdown. The House of Commons was in session, and there you see police and officials there on the bridge this morning.
All right, we'll be back with more of our breaking news story developing right now in the UK and our local weather and traffic as we continue to get more pictures and video in from the scene of what looks like an SUV attack on regular bystanders walking on a bridge in London, and then the attacker was shot by police.